Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour aces, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Rev up the new year with a resolution that drives change at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. If you haven't seen the exciting new 2020 to 2025 Kias, now's the time. We've got one of the area's largest selections of award-winning Kias, all backed by an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. From sleek designs to premium features, advanced tech, and cutting-edge safety, every new Kia is built to give you peace of mind. And if you're ready to drive green, Kia's hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles offer fewer emissions, lower maintenance costs, and the same fun driving experience you expect. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where more Kias hit the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
While it's not always possible to
Call
see contaminated water coming out of the faucet,
1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
some awards in sports just mean more than others. And then there's that kind of just stink. It's theoretically speaking.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Today is a very special day here on Theoretically Speaking as we are talking new beginnings. We are also going to be expressing specifically which award, which honor in sports that gets heralded up is really the most meaningless, because there's one that starts today that I think we all can agree on has lost its luster through the values of time. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. On the other side of the glass, you can't see him yet. It's C-Cat on the ones and the twos. You can't see him on the YouTube Prize Pick stream, and that's because today we start the show with a very special guest. We kick things off here on Theoretically Speaking with the one and only. You know him from his time at Around the Horn. You hear his voice every morning if you listen to ESPN's The Daily. We have Clinton Yates pulling up on us. And you got a huge announcement coming. Many of people that don't frequent social media as much might not know. I'll let you do the honors of letting people know what's coming to their radio airwaves here soon.
First of all, how you doing, Theo? I really appreciate it. And what's up, kiddos, to everybody out there. For those who don't know, I have been given the fortunate pleasure of taking over from Mike Greenberg in the 10 a.m. to noon slot. The show's going to be called Clinton and Friends, and you're going to be able to hear your boy Monday through Friday on the ESPN radio network. I'm really excited about it. We're getting everything built. We're getting everything moving. I'm pumped. It's been a lifelong dream to be able to talk on these airwaves and talk to America. So I really appreciate it, Theo. Thank you, man.
Clint, you're one of the great voices and personalities in sports right now. Love your analysis. Love the way that you address, especially your ability to take any of these sports stories or life stories and make them interesting has always been great. So looking forward to that. And also looking forward to playing a little game here, a numbers game with you in just a few. I know you're a very smart man. We're going to be playing a numbers game.
That's what I'm told. That's not what I say. There's a difference, player.
Clinton Yates joining us here off the top. I'm curious to you, what do these moments kind of feel like for you now? Because you're launching this show the day after the Super Bowl, but also you're working and you're also leading up to one of the biggest games in recent history in the NFL as the Chiefs chase this three-peat. Are you doing more planning than usual? Are you still consuming the lead up into a big game like this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. There's just no way to get around that. And I think that you've got a couple storylines here that, from a national standpoint, are interesting. People talk about they're tired of the Chiefs. I personally am not. I am very much impressed by the ability to not lose as opposed to win, which really is a thing if you think about the competitive level of what the NFL brings all the time. And you've got the Philadelphia Eagles who are getting to basically reload their shot in terms of being able to take it at Mahomes. I think it's fascinating because, listen, there was a couple buzzsaws that were existent in the NFC. You had the Lions who thought they were doing something. Turns out their coordinators were too busy interviewing to stay focused on a game plan, and they got popped by the Commanders. And the Commanders happen to be the team of my youth. I mean, I'm not a huge individual sports fan at this point in terms of different teams, but everybody in my family roots for them. Everybody I know back home roots for them in D.C. So seeing them rise, for lack of a better term, was really something that I think a lot of people nationally caught on to, and the Eagles got through both teams because they played each other, and, of course, the Rams, who were still hanging around. So it hasn't been bad football, but I do have questions about both teams, namely the Eagles. We can get into that in a little bit. But, yeah, the Super Bowl, for me, who's not even the biggest NFL fan in the world, I like the culture of the NFL and the league more so than I do necessarily any particular team or who wins and loses. It's a good matchup for me.
Well, Clinton, you say you're not as big of a fan of the NFL, more a fan of the culture. I can tell just by your backdrop there so many different things. But if you're watching us on the YouTube Prize Pick stream, again, Clinton joining us there as well, you got the Star Wars stuff rocking. Yeah. It looks like, what's this vinyl you have behind you here?
That's a Star Wars soundtrack is what it is. Man. This is specific to, I happen to do a show called Never Tell Me the Odds. It's ESPN's Star Wars podcast.
Yep.
Shouts to Arda Ocal and Ryan McGee, names you might know from hockey, NASCAR, football, everything. But I got a whole bunch of stuff back there. I got collectibles, and I just like to make things look cool and interesting. It's better than a green screen, at least for me. I'm that kind of a person. So, no, the only reason I say that is because there are some people that are sort of hardcore dyed in the wool. I root for X team. I'm from D.C. I used to be a hardcore burgundy and gold fan. I don't even say the name of the old team anymore. I went to games. Sean Taylor was my favorite football player of all time. He passed. That was sad. That owner basically ruined the experience for a lot of people. He's gone. It hasn't been that easy to jump back into it, but my friends, my family, the town, everything around it, I still enjoy Sundays. I still like the game. I know a lot of guys in the league who have been and still are. That's just part of what makes sports fun, but I'm not going to be out here face painting. That's just not how I am.
He said, I'm cool on all of that. I'll tell you, man, one thing we connect on there, I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan.
Okay.
I grew up in Houston, Texas. And one of the first times my mom witnessed me cry due to sports was the Fiesta Bowl, where the Hurricanes lost on the bad call, the Chris Gamble play there in the end zone. The other time, she just could not understand me crying. My first real time, and I was fortunate enough to have this happen to me and it not be somebody that I actually knew personally. But the first death that happened in my life that felt that close to me was the morning when I realized before I went to school that Sean Taylor had passed. I was literally sitting there at the kitchen table before I left off crying, and my mother could not understand. At first she started teasing me, and then she had to kind of what's actually going on, and it was how riveting it was to know that this guy that I watched play that was one of the most electric safeties, one of the most fun players to watch, played with so much joy, was murdered. I couldn't grasp it at that point in my life, man. It was crazy.
It really was a tough moment, and I remember I was working in the Washington Post newsroom at that point, and we were discussing how we were going to handle that. I was working for the free daily that would go on the trains. It was called Express, and at the time, and this is sort of getting into wonky journalism, but deal with it. I'm a journalist. That's how this goes. We were trying to figure out what kind of treatment we were going to put on our cover, and at the time, we didn't do what were known as magazine covers, one image, one story. We typically had a story and an image that were separate, one standing alone from the other. In this case, I was pounding the table and I said, we need to make this a magazine cover. You don't understand how much this man means to the community. And I'll never forget the editor-in-chief. He said, well, what if he passes? Because remember, it was a 2-day function. He was shot and he went to the hospital. Excuse me. That whatever happened in terms of the home invasion, he went to the hospital and you didn't really know. So there was a night of worry. And I said, you know what? If he dies, we do it again. Because it matters that much. And we did. Later in life, I ended up meeting and talking to Fred Smoot about, sort of the anniversary of that death and how it affected him as a teammate and a friend at the time. And yeah, a lot of my love for the NFL died with Sean Taylor, but we're back in the saddle. I love hanging out with my friends, and the game, a game I've covered, a game I've studied, a game I know a lot about, is definitely still going to be a big one down in New Orleans.
Oh, man, I cannot wait for that. I'll be fully transparent with you as well. I'm glad you said you don't have the Chiefs fatigue because I am a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
And it's something that I get, teased for and berated by all of my friends and family down here at ESPN West Palm for. So I'm glad to at least know leading into more of our shows here from 10 to 12, I won't have a Chiefs hater on the ESPN 106.3 airwaves. Clinton Yates, you ready to play a numbers game with me?
Let's see. Let's do it. I'm ready to rock.
Let's rock. Got my music rolling. You recognize that. That's a classic.
Yes, I know exactly what this is.
That's a classic.
Story to Tell, Biggie, Life After Death, double album, last song on the first CD.
Come on. Come on with the facts already. That wasn't even part of the game. The game is we're going to get to know Clinton Yates through numbers. We're going to do numbers 1 through 10. I have 10 questions for you, and you're going to decide the order in which these things come to you. I know a lot of people are intrigued by what is Clinton and Friends, what's going to be coming to their airwaves 10 to 12. All right. So let's tap in right here. What's a number between 1 and 10 you want to start with?
We'll start with 1. Let's make this simple.
That tells you a lot about the guy Clinton Yates. He's straight shooter.
Take things in order. Yes.
Well, who's your dream guest to have on Clinton and Friends, which again is going to be coming to y'all the day after the Super Bowl, 10 to noon right here on ESPN 106.3?
I think this one's pretty easy. I was born and raised in the capital of the United States of America. There's only one man that put a basketball hoop up at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh.
The number that he goes by is 44, and his kids went to my sister's high school. If that guy ever showed up in the studio, I would love to talk hoops with him and how much it affected his life in terms of how he went on for the rest of his career. Yeah, Barack Hussein Obama, 44, is the guy that would be the number one guest for me.
And when y'all do that, you also got to set up a segment where y'all get a little one-on-one in. Like, do you still hoop a little bit?
I don't play against old men. You know why? Because I'm an old man, and I'm not trying to get hurt.
Come on, man. Y'all can keep the joggers on. You keep the joggers on, that stops you from trying to do too much.
That's fair. I would play a game of horse. That's what I would do.
Okay, got you. I love that. All right, that was 1. So you got 2 through 10. What's the next one you want to play on this numbers game with Clinton Yates?
We'll say 7 since we're mixing it up.
7. Okay, let me scroll down. Oh. What's a food you refuse to eat no matter what?
Oh, this is a lock. Listen, but as far as what people understand about American history and the Great Migration, my people came from North Carolina. There are still things that we eat at these cookouts and at these family reunions that I don't touch. It's spelled one way, it's said another. Ain't no chitlins passing through these teeth. That is not going to happen at this stage of my life. I was watching Boomerang the other day talking about chitterlings. You got to clean them, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. It's not happening. They stink. I respect what they mean to the culture. I ain't eating them. They ain't for me.
We don't have to do it no more. My question is, have you ever eaten them? Because I have refused since I was a kid and never did. Did they ever pass through the teeth of Clinton Yates?
Yes, that's how I know. I'm not a non-creative or a non-adventurous person, but I'm also, you try it once and don't like it. And I tried it once as a kid and as an adult. I thought maybe it was one of those things where, my taste has evolved. Maybe I can sort of have a little bit more respect. Maybe they weren't cooked right. No, they're nasty to me. I'm sorry. Don't serve me no chitlins when I show up at your function.
Yeah, I think that should be that's a cause for leaving. That's a cause for me making a U-turn if people are still serving that at functions.
Red card.
Getting to know Clinton Yates here. You eliminated 1, you eliminated 7. A number between 1 and 10.
10.
10. I like it. Going right to the end here. Oh, I love this one. This one comes up to me all the time when an athlete retires and I realize I didn't get a chance to watch him live. What's one athlete you regret that you were never in the house to see?
Ooh.
In person.
That's a tough one. I think I'm going to stick with baseball here just because, well, frankly, there's two guys, and I'm going to stick with the one from this year, though. That would be Willie Mays. I was at Rickwood Field when Major League Baseball did their tribute to him. If you guys remember, over the summer in Birmingham, there was a minor league game and a major league game that was played in honor of Willie Mays. He passed the day of the minor league game, which was 2 days before the major league game, and we were all down there honoring his legacy. And it was just one of those things that, honestly, Theo, it changed who I was. Not just as a baseball writer, not just as a sports fan, not just, frankly, as an American, but as a human being. To see the hometown that he came from, all of the things that he had touched in terms of what people took as motivation from Willie Howard Mays Jr., I can't imagine what it would have been like to see that guy play at a time when the game was just so different and he was that much better than everybody else. I mean, there are other names I could state that might be as fun, but there's nobody that comes to mind first other than number 24, who played for the Giants in both New York and San Francisco.
Yeah, man. I had a conversation with Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson. After what he said that resonated with the rest of America, he had this tournament out here recently, and I was asking about one thing or the other, and it got right on the topic of Willie Mays and what he talked about there. It was obviously before my generation, but I can tell by anybody that was touched by baseball or interested how much he meant to just the world, man.
Yeah, Reggie came correct that night. I saw him at the hotel the night before that appearance, and I wrote this in a column. He looked a little dazed, and I figured it was just travel weirdness. He's up there a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So making cross-country travel is no big deal. But then when he said what he said on Fox, live on TV, when Alex Rodriguez asked him that question, I realized that what I was seeing was a man that was returning to a place that kind of made him hate himself in many ways and reminded him who he was and all that he had to deal with as a younger dude. And his vibes were not right because, hello, Alabama is still Alabama, even if you didn't play in the Negro Leagues.
Right. And it's something about being back in a place like that that can remind you of that. We're playing a numbers game with Clinton Yates, getting to know the man that's going to have Clinton and Friends from 10 a.m. to noon here on ESPN 106.3. What number are you going with next?
Let's say 3, Allen Iverson's number.
Ooh, the AI number. Okay, big shouts. I'm a Hampton University alum, so, 7'5".
Okay. All right, Bubba Chuck, what up?
You know what I'm saying? What's the most overrated TV series that people can't stop talking about?
Oh, man. I know this is kind of a cheap shot, but I'm going to say Game of Thrones, but that's only because I didn't really watch it as much as other people did. I got in late and tried to do that scramble back where you kind of cram in everything so that you could be there for the last episode. But the way that the final season ended with people who even liked it talking about how bad it fell off, I thought, oh, y'all did all this work for nothing? That must be so unsatisfying. Like, I watched like the first season or so. I'm like, all right, I get it. A lot of wacky stuff going on. Folks getting their heads cut off, getting thrown out of buildings, dragons this, dragons that. I understood the appeal. Before it to end with a thud the way it did, I said, oh, man, that really kills the momentum in terms of the legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how people on Twitter all the time talking about legacy Twitter and how it's going to affect this or affect that, if some guy doesn't get a first down or if he doesn't score a touchdown or win X or Y trophy. Game of Thrones crashed out, dog. Not great, man.
So did you even finish it?
No, of course not.
Worth
I might have watched 2 seasons.
Yeah. That's a good call by you.
I got sports to watch, dog.
Exactly. Getting to know Clinton Yates here on ESPN 106.3, theoretically speaking. Pick another number between 1 and 10 here.
5 Alive, one of my favorite fruit juices when I was a kid.
I think this is the 5th question as well, so you're right on time here. Of the 4 major American sports league, which one is the easiest to enter? And I'm talking about
enter?
Yeah, in baseball, the majors, not just the minor leagues, but the majors, and then there's the NBA, NFL, and NHL.
I think we're just going to have to do this from a simple number standpoint, and let's think about it this way. In the NHL, you're dealing with a global marketplace. People are coming from Europe, people are coming from Canada, people are coming from the U.S., so the numbers to get there are harder than most. In Major League Baseball, the task is probably the most difficult in terms of getting all the way to the top through the ranks of professional baseball.
A lot of dudes with beer bellies in there.
NBA, the literal numbers are so small that it is simply a matter of supply and demand. It's difficult to do. Shouts to the reasons why guys like Jimmy Butler can act the way they act, because there's only so many people that can do it at that level. So I'll have to say football. There's the most people on the rosters. It's the biggest turnover from year to year. Just on a math standpoint, you've got a better shot of making it to the NFL than you do any of these other leagues, because if you combine the workforce that you're competing with, the ability to do the job, the number of positions you can do to make the league, it's got to be the NFL, even though it's tough, even though it's one of the hardest things to do. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a thinker. I got a brain, player. That's why I answered that way.
I went Major League Baseball, and I know you wouldn't like that as a baseball truther, but I can see where you come to that, because you can become a long
Let's
snapper.
see you get in the box and try to bang somebody's 92-mile-an-hour slider. Let's see how that goes for you.
Look, Clinton, and I always get ridiculed for this take. I'm not saying I could do it. I'm just saying, I've seen other people get drafted.
That's fair. The only one thing I will say about that is that baseball also has the highest social barriers to advancement in terms of meritocracy, which is something I spend a career writing about, which is another element here. If we're not just talking about physical skills and we're actually talking about how you get to do it, dog, baseball is tougher than it should be, and that's kind of a big problem that Major League Baseball is dealing with now.
See, Cal, he said a meritocracy.
Too many big words at me. Okay, now because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect. Watch him.
Look here, Clinton. All right, I know you got all these secondary level degrees, but here at Theoretically Speaking, a meritocracy. I gotta Google that when we get off the air.
Bro, I got Funko Pops on my wall. Ain't no secondary degrees.
Clinton Yates here. Clinton and Friends coming to y'all soon. We're playing a little bit, getting to know Clinton Yates, the numbers game. Pick a number between 1 and 10 again, Clinton.
Number 9.
Number 9. Okay. Oh, people are going to love this one, because this is where most people know your face from. What's your favorite moment from Around the Horn, which I know sadly is gone.
I have 2. It's not gone yet, player. Come on now.
It's going.
Don't be throwing dirt on the grave before we're actually in the ground. Stop that. Big shout out to Aaron Solomon, coordinating producer. Big shout out to Josh Barr, the producer. Big shout out to Tony Reale, the host. Big shout out to Eric Rideholm, the creator of that show. That aside, there are 2 moments, and I will start for the number standpoint with number 2. The second one is when my dad got to come on the show. He was visiting me, and he came out to the studio and got to see all the different things that I do. I happened to win FaceTime that day, and I got to talk about some sports in my hometown when that Bama Theodore Leonsis was trying to move the Capitals and the Wizards outside of the city to Alexandria, which was just a completely insane move. And I got to tell the story of how I grew up going to games with my dad, who happened to be sitting right there. Pulled him on camera, so he got his big camera time. But the number 1 is obvious. My son, Keanu Jedi Yates, was born in November, which is Prematurity Awareness Month. For those of you watching on the YouTube, I got a split lip because he kicked me in the face this morning while I was eating yogurt. But I want to give a big shout out to UCLA Medical Center. His mother is doing great in terms of health. They really helped us through all of that time, and he's a healthy young man. And being able to announce that on the air before I went on paternity leave for a show that I grew up watching, that was a big part of the reason why I became a sports writer, was really a blessing, man. Family's important.
That is huge. We learned something about you there. Love that both of them were family related, and you did still sneak in the fact that you won. Right?
I mean, I don't know how many victories I got, but it's over 100. Oh, while we're at it, I got to win the 100th on my birthday, whatever birthday that was.
See,
that was cool, too.
Here's the thing, though, Clinton. Hold on, let's stop the music for a quick second. We're going to stop this game. Because
shut it down.
This is something I've wanted to ask, and I was going to ask my guy Justin Tinsley this as well. I never got around to it. I'm going to ask you here live on radio airwaves. Are some of these wins on Around the Horn, people like to act like the Chiefs games are rigged, are some of these wins on Around the Horn staged a little bit for TV? Keep it G with us.
Let me tell you something. There's only one way to find out. You know how? Get on the show, killer. That's how you find out. Put the music back. Move it right along.
Oh, my gosh. He's not giving away the secrets.
That's going to be tough to come back from, Theo.
I know.
That's brutal.
I know. That was rough. Okay. I don't know if I have any time to get on the show. Y'all are canceling it before I got to rise up. All right. Here, we're going to end it with this one. And I'm going to pick the number for you, number 8.
Okay.
Who is your favorite TikTok influencer?
Ooh, that's really tough. I like a lot of people on TikTok.
A lot of options out there.
Okay, this is gonna sound really lame, but my friend, he's a columnist for the New York Times. He does not write about sports. He does not have really anything to do with the sports world. He's a really smart guy. He's a Star Wars fan, and we've been friends for a long time back when he lived in D.C. His name is Jamel Bowie. And what he does is he sort of breaks down like the historical context of American news moments as he understands them. And this is the best part, Jam, we call him in the group chat. Jam is the coolest dude in the world. Like, you would, unassuming dude, but the fits are fire. He is out here dressed like the flyest professor on earth, deeply analyzing these hardcore historical things. And I'm saying this because he's my friend, and I really like him a lot, so it's fun to watch him. But, like, when somebody you know is doing good things, like, it's always more fun to see. And that's kind of what the whole premise of the show is. I've been lucky enough throughout the course of my career to be able to meet and be around so many different people who have enriched my life, helped me become a better journalist, a better person, a better family member, a better dad. And that's kind of what the vibe is that we're bringing the show on Clinton and Friends.
Clinton and Friends. I absolutely love it. I'll say this, too. When I was trying to come up with a name for my show, theoretically speaking here, me and C-Cat, I was going to go early on with Teddy and Friends.
Huh.
So,
well,
you know, did that get up to you?
I like theoretically speaking. That gets the job
works.
done. It also gives you the opportunity to get your name in it from the art standpoint. It's good stuff.
It works out. It definitely works out, Clinton. And also, that last question was a lob to you. You were supposed to say me. I thought you were going to throw. No, it's not.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell lies to be good. Stop it now.
No, what's funny?
Appreciate you, man.
No, what's funny, though, Clinton, I was scrolling on TikTok, and I got to your name one time. I saw one of your things, and it said we were friends. I didn't realize we actually had followed each other on TikTok before.
I don't know that I knew that either, so that would qualify as news to me.
Exactly. So I was lobbing it up to you, and at least now I know my content is not resonating with anybody that is.
Stop it! Don't be like that. All right, come on now. Trying to end on a good note. Appreciate you, Theo.
Appreciate your time again, Clinton Yates, Clinton and Friends coming to y'all the Monday after the Super Bowl, 10 to 12, and you're filling big shoes there, filling the radio airwaves of Greeny. Good luck with it. We'll be tapped in, Doc.
Big shoes, big socks. Happy Thursday, kiddos.
Yes, sir. Happy Thursday. Thanks again to Clinton Yates. He joins us here on the Baptist Health Hotline on Theoretically Speaking on a Thursday, as he said. And you know what? The Baptist Health Hotline is the best place to pull up when you're trying to get a takeoff, when you're trying to get to know somebody. Maybe you're playing a little numbers game with a friend like Clinton Yates. The Baptist Health Hotline, y'all know the number, 888-760-3776. Are you experiencing a foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care's offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Didn't get a chance to ask him, C-Cat, but I'm curious what he would have thought is the most meaningless award in sports. Is there any of them that come out of Major League Baseball, that come out of the baseball ranks that players maybe get but don't care much about?
Because people like the Silver Slugger.
Yeah.
At certain positions, like at catcher, some years it's like, really? You're a finalist for Silver Slugger? You're batting .220 and 10 home runs, but it's a process of elimination.
Somebody's got to get it right.
Yeah, there has to be a best of every position, so it might as well be the best of the worst. Let me think on that during the break because that's kind of I got to think about that one.
Think on that one. I know one in the NFL that gets talked about probably much more than what the impact actually is the Comeback Player of the Year award. That award, it's more so meaningless because of the way in which it is awarded on a year-to-year basis, right? Like, it feels like it's supposed to be an award that's about a player coming back from injury. But a lot of times it's an award that's given out to a player who actually played the full season before but just wasn't very good. And then sometimes it's given out to a guy for coming back from the dead, except DeMar Hamlin came back from the dead 2 years ago, not last year. So how the hell is he 2 times a Comeback Player of the Year nominee? Wouldn't the fact that he was the Comeback Player of the Year finalist last year disqualify him from coming back again next year?
What's he coming back from this year?
I don't know. I absolutely do not get the criteria for that award, but that's not the most meaningless award in the NFL. I'll tell you that and more on the other side when we bring in Jonathan Zaslow, who, by the way, we saw him last night at Pop Stroke. Why is he not here in person? Why are we going to do a video stream with Zaz?
Man, there's certain times of the day driving up 95 is brutal. He's coming from the Cooper City Rattlesnakes, so he's coming from a little south of us, so it might be difficult.
Well, he could have spent the night. You could have offered him the guest room. You know?
The couches we have in the studio actually aren't bad. I'll be honest.
People love this studio. By the way, if you've never seen or walked by our ESPN West Palm studios here in City Place, it's a vibe. Every time we bring people in here, they like it. I'm not sure how comfortable these couches are to sleep on, but they're definitely comfy sitting couches. I mean, this is a vibe. So if Zaz wants to, next time he's in town for an event and we have him on the show the next day, spend the night, we can offer him a couch.
I think so. I think that we could pull some strings, arrange some things. Big TVs here. Watch the game in the conference room.
Yeah. We could watch the Pro Bowl tonight as well.
It's tonight?
Well, the skills competition is.
Okay.
How are you not tapped in, dog? It's the NFL. Jonathan Zaslow on the other side. Thanks again to Clinton Yates for pulling up on us again. Clinton Yates will be heard on these radio airwaves 10 to noon, starting after the Super Bowl, leading right into Joe and Q. More on all of that, and we got Jonathan Zaslow on the other side. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's a Thursday. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, Kevin Dalton here from the Unlimited Auto Wash. Enjoy unlimited inside and out hand washes for just $49.95 per month, less than the price of 2 washes. You'll get unlimited hand washes with sealer wax, dash, windows and vacuum, tire shined, and hand finished. All unlimited. Not a member? Stop and get a quick wash anytime at great prices. And during January and February, if you join our club, you'll only pay $25 a month for the first 2 months and then $49.95 thereafter. Visit us at unlimitedAutoWashClub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
What's the meaning of life? It's Bill Belichick's hoodie. No, seriously. There's something about that just screams, I've won 6 Super Bowls, and I've got the answers to all of your problems. I mean, can we get a little guidance here? Bill, please? I'll wear the hoodie. I'll mumble into a microphone. Just tell me your secrets.
The all-new 2025 Range Rover Evoque, where bold design meets refined luxury. Ready to elevate your drive? With 3.9% APR for 60 months, it's the perfect time to make your move. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit your Land Rover Palm Beach off Okeechobee Boulevard. Or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com and experience the 2025 Range Rover Evoque today.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Serious question, C-Cat. Which one would you be more proud of? A bronze medal or a Pro Bowl nod?
Bronze medal. You're fighting for your country on the gridiron.
No, I'm talking about what if it wasn't in football? What if it was in something
not in
cycling?
I think you can call it gridiron any place of athletic
That's
battle.
actually not how that works. I don't think that's how it works.
You're a gladiator. Go in there and fight for the red, white, and blue. Give me a bronze.
Gridiron is. I don't think gridiron is that sports ambiguous. I'm not sure if that's the.
I'm gonna look it up.
While you look that up, I want to tell the good people about EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. In fact, EDS is literally at my house right now. When I left the crib today, EDS was there servicing my air conditioning equipment. I realized that there was a slight problem. I didn't have my heat all the way hooked up. I didn't need it when I first got the install, and I told them, hey, guys, no problem. And then like 2 or 3 weeks ago, or was that like just last week, it got cold, and my wife was like, hey, turn the heat on. And then I did. And then I realized the heat wasn't actually hooked up. So EDS is at my house hooking it up right now. And the great thing about EDS is when you go to EDSisyes.com and you make a scheduled appointment around your schedule, they come when they say they will. And in fact, they shoot you a text ahead of time with the technician that will be entering your home. They give you a quick bio. They tell you what exactly they'll be doing. Today, my technician's name was Nicholas. My favorite thing about it is he told me about a saltwater fish tank that he has at the crib, one of his most prized possessions. He has pet fish. I said, what's up, Nicholas? When I greeted him, hey, appreciate you pulling up here. Thanks for the work you're about to do. You can trust EDS because they've been doing this and serving you since 2006 in Palm Beach County and beyond. EDSisyes.com for all of your air conditioning and your plumbing needs. EDS is yes. Remember this. Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. All right, C-Cat, we are bringing in a subject matter expert on this since you didn't seem to give me a real clear and concise answer on that. Plus, we're still waiting to figure out if gridiron is a term you can use.
Nah, I found it out.
Okay,
it's only for football.
Only for football. That's what I thought. Jonathan Zaslow joins us here on Theoretically Speaking on the Baptist Health Hotline, and Zaslow knew that ahead of time, but I'm curious, Zaz, would you be more favorable to having a bronze medal or to be able to say I'm a Pro Bowler? I'm an NFL Pro Bowler.
Medal, whatever the sport is in the Olympics, or a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, just pick your random event. Nothing glorious, though. It was not like the 100-meter dash. I mean like an event where you have to explain to somebody what it is after you tell them you have the bronze medal in.
All right, I got to be honest with you. The Pro Bowl is completely worthless. I mean, it was worthless before they actually got rid of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Everybody makes the Pro Bowl because, this guy, he can't compete. He's going to have off-season surgery or what have you. So, okay, you're an alternate. You're in. Everybody makes the Pro Bowl. The bronze medal, I don't care what sport it is, although I'm not really sure about that breakdancing, that they did the last Olympics. Yeah. But nonetheless, the bronze medal is very impressive. You won that for your country. And don't forget, Theo, you win the bronze medal, all right, in team sports. In team sports, you lose the silver. You win the bronze. So that's very important to note. Yeah. Like think about it, in basketball.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play in the bronze medal game.
Yeah. In team sport in the Olympics, you lose the silver.
You're right.
You win the bronze. So that's very important distinction there. I'd much rather have a bronze medal than be in the Pro Bowl. Now, if you're telling me all pro, that's a different story. Right. Like when people want to give accolades for an NFL player, don't tell me how many Pro Bowls he has. Tell me how many all-pros he's been named to.
Yeah, that Pro Bowl is worthless in the NFL. It has been relegated to like something that is, I mean, it's lesser than almost just saying I went and participated in an Olympics. Like we have Drake May in the Pro Bowl this year. We had Mac Jones a few years ago in the Pro Bowl.
Ryan Tannehill was a Pro Bowl with the Dolphins. What are we talking about?
Tyler Huntley in the year serving as backup for Lamar.
Come on.
Made the Pro Bowl. It's gotten more and more ridiculous by the year. We do have the skills competition kicking off tonight. This is not my obligatory we must talk about the Pro Bowl segment that you do on radio every time this year, because damn it, there ain't nothing else to talk about these days with football taking this little mini break. But Zaslow, it did make me think, what is the most meaningless award or honor in sports. And as meaningless as a Pro Bowl nod is in the NFL, there's a couple of other ones I'd like to throw out there at you to see what your vibe is on them. And I'm going to start in the NFL as well, because what even is the Comeback Player of the Year award? What is that? And how the hell did DeMar Hamlin get nominated for it back-to-back years?
Yeah, Comeback Player of the Year. Is it supposed to be a guy who got hurt and now he's having a good year? Is it a guy who was out of the league and now he's back? Is it a guy who stunk and now he's good? We've seen the award given out for all three of those scenarios I just mentioned. So it's a cool award because it means that you did something really well this season, but there's no real parameters to it. I would tell you, I don't know about awards. I do want to hear some of your other, awards that are meaningless. But I'll give you a couple of statistical feats that I believe are meaningless.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Let's do that. I like that.
Okay. Hitting for the cycle in Major League Baseball. There is no more overrated feat in sports than that.
Wait, so hold on a second. Because I'm not a big baseball guy. So I'm more inclined to agree with you, but I thought the cycle was pretty cool. What do you have against the cycle?
The cycle is cool. Nobody's saying it's not cool. And
Yeah.
It's definitely very, very hard to hit for the cycle. A single, a double, a triple, and a home run in a game. But here's why hitting for the cycle is completely meaningless. If my player gets up to bat in the 9th inning and he's a single away from the cycle, he's already got a double, he's got a triple, he's got a home run, everybody wants him to hit a single because that gets a cycle.
Yeah.
I don't. I want him to hit a home run. A home run's better than a single. So if he hits a home run in that final at bat, nobody cares. But if he hits a single, it's such an incredible feat. He hit for the cycle? Get out of here. The cycle is so overrated.
You're right there. I didn't think about it because the sequential way in which you can get a cycle can make that last at bat pretty trivial. But I would argue, what if you are lining up at bat and you have the double, the single, the home run, and you need a triple, which is the hardest of
Triple's
the four.
the hardest. Yep.
That there, and that's one of probably the most electric moments in sports. Like, I'm sure it's happened before. I haven't seen it happen live, but I would be on the edge of my seat.
I'm sure it's great, but if I'm up to bat there, all I need is a single for the cycle. Forget about it. I want a double.
Yeah,
I want
know.
a triple. All those other hits are better than a single.
Yeah.
But everyone goes crazy over the cycle. Can I give you another one? Another
Don't
statistic.
go triple-double. Don't go triple-double. I feel like you're going triple-double next.
Theo.
Don't do it, Zaz.
Theo.
This
Let
is
me ask you something,
Russell
Theo.
Westbrook's whole thing.
Theo, what's better? A player one night gets 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yes.
Or a player gets 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Okay, so 39
Theo,
and 9.
what are we talking about
So
here?
it's not even a double-double we're talking about. That's
right.
Whew. But 10,
Theo,
10, and 10.
you got to think about which one of those are better.
You're really filling it up at 10, 10, 10. You hit the threshold 3 times.
Who cares? 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists is better every night of the week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Because the difference between 10 and 9 is the same as the difference between 7 and 8. Just because you go from single digit to double digit, this is all vanity.
Guys, we have to admit it looks much cooler in the box score. When you look at the stat sheet and you see a double-digit number, it does do something to the dopamine in your brain.
It is so meaningless.
Oscar Robinson made his name on the triple-doubles. Russell Westbrook got an MVP off of it. And damn it, Nikola Jokic is doing the same thing right now. I will say maybe 30-point triple-doubles is the threshold of excellence, right? You hit a 30-point triple-double, that's something.
That's very, very good, yes. But you know what's also great? 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah.
I'd argue it's 3 times as good than an A 10-10-10.
Yes. You're not wrong.
It's so much better than 10-10-10.
You're not
so
wrong.
much better.
I have no argument against this. Okay, but how about the quadruple-double, though? The quadruple-double, if you get the
Very
stats.
rare.
So how about this? Would you rather a 39 and 9 or a quadruple-double that's only like 10 points, 11 rebounds?
Probably
There we
quadruple-double
go.
because you probably made a bigger impact overall.
Thank you.
By getting the, I assume the 10 blocks or the 10 steals.
I just moved the goalpost.
We're not going to 10 turnovers, all right? That's a fake quadruple-double. You're probably making such a massive impact. God, it's been so long. I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. I imagine the next guy who could possibly do will be Wembanyama.
You know it's coming.
I don't know if it's coming. It's really
coming,
hard.
Zaslow.
But he's like the next guy who's capable of doing it.
Yeah, well, it won't happen if Adam Silver does initiate the proposal of, or at least the thought idea of going from 12 minutes to 10 minutes minutes in the NBA.
Can you believe this nonsense from Adam Silver? Can you believe this?
I don't like it. I don't like it. Something about it I don't like it. Most of it has to do with stats and records, to be honest with you. I like the idea of shorter NBA games because the attention span of fans these days and viewership I know is down, but I just don't like it.
Here's why I don't like it, because Adam Silver is trying to pull the rope-a-dope over you, all right? Adam Silver is trying to make it out to be a television thing, a time span thing, when it's all about trying to allow players to play less.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. Adam Silver is getting up in front of you and saying, the international game's 40, we're 48. Hey, newsflash, Adam, it's been like this for 100 years. I've never heard anyone make this complaint. But if he's talking about fitting in a 2-hour television slot, hey, Adam, I got a great remedy for this. When you say a game starts at 7:30, how about we start the game at 7:30? The game starts at 7:42.
I know.
They call it 7:30. The game is at 7:42. That's 12 minutes right there. Theo, you tune in for a Dolphin game at 1 p.m. on Sunday. What time's that game start?
1:02 at the latest.
If the game is called for 7:30, start the game at 7:30.
Yeah.
And then you're in a 2-hour time frame there. This is the rope-a-dope. Don't fall for it, Theo.
So,
it has nothing to do with TV.
There's a lot of different things you can do in the NBA to speed up the time of play, or at least not just the time of play, but the run of show, if you will, with the games. You can do that. You can find a way to make sure that teams aren't squeezing out an hour of game, an hour of time for 5 minutes of gameplay with all of the challenges.
How about when somebody
and timeouts?
challenges? How about when somebody challenges? I'm sitting on my couch in the Zaslow Mansion family room in my underwear.
Yeah.
I see one replay. I know the right call.
Yeah.
One time. Shows me once. I know what happened. We keep the game moving.
Especially in the regular season. Like, we got to keep it G. Like, it's a random, like, Tuesday night in November, and we're taking, like, 18 different angles on an out-of-bounds play in Magic Knicks. Like, get serious.
I mean, come on. It's these referees getting in front of the TV and the microphone there. It's like they're trying out for an acting job. Get in, get out. Let's keep the game moving.
You gotta get your FaceTimes, Dad. You know about this. You know in showbiz.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you want to shorten the game here, don't let Adam Silver fool you, all right? This is not about TV time. It's not about length of game, because the solution I just gave you fixes it. It's about finding a way for the players to play less.
Jonathan Zaslow from Zaslow Show 2.0 on ESPN Radio, joining us here on Theoretically Speaking on a Thursday, on a Pro Bowl Thursday, because we got the skills and drills tonight, which should be a lot of fun. Zaz, what's your angle here on this here Super Bowl? We got Eagles, Chiefs. I'm going to start you with this one. I have a couple questions specifically because you have such a great sports mind. But I heard a lot of people in the preseason saying if Patrick Mahomes gets the three-peat done, he is solidified as the greatest quarterback to ever play. Now, I'm a Chiefs fan, so I hopped on that train. I hopped on that bandwagon. I'm riding with it. What do you think this three-peat would actually do for his legacy in comparison to Tom Brady?
Well, I mean, it puts him in a spot where one day he could wind up being the greatest of all time, because he would have something that Tom Brady doesn't and never will have. Because Tom Brady's not coming out of retirement, all right? So he's not going to be able to get a three-peat.
You saw him throwing the ball. Was that a couple days ago?
I'm confident in saying he's never going to get a three-peat in the Super Bowl era. So this would be something that he has on him. But the idea that if he does win the game next week, he's already the greatest ever, correct me if I'm wrong. If Mahomes doesn't ever win again, he has 4 Super Bowl championships, 3 of which came in a row. Brady would have 7 Super Bowl championships, 3 which came in a span of 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And on top of it, Brady beat him head-to-head in one of those Super Bowls.
And in the playoffs.
Yeah, so come on. Like, it means Mahomes is on his way, because he would have something that Brady doesn't. But if Mahomes completes the three-peat and then never wins again, he's absolutely not the greatest of all time.
If I'm keeping it G, and obviously I have bias in it because I want Mahomes to be crowned the greatest of all time. If I'm keeping it G, I compare it the same way as in I compare the LeBron chase for Michael Jordan. There's certain things you can do to where you don't have to eclipse the number 6. Like, I do think if LeBron somehow won an NBA title with his son, and you compound that with the – I mean, come on, like, kick it G. It's not happening. We saw how Bronny looks.
You see Bronny the other night? Who are we talking about?
Hey, LeBron's got like 2 more years in him. Maybe Bronny develops. I'm just saying specifically, if you look at a guy like LeBron and his career and his legacy, and if he does that and you add that to the Cleveland championship that broke the 50-year drought and all of that, maybe 5 does measure up to 6. And I think with Mahomes, if he gets the three-peat, which was unthought of, unheard of in the NFL, in fact, the past 8 teams that repeated never even made it back to the Super Bowl that third year. If he does get that, maybe 7 is no longer the benchmark Mahomes has to get to catch Brady. Maybe 6 or 5 suffices with all of the other legacy and career stuff that he'll be able to stack up along the way.
To take your comparison, so we're talking about if LeBron would win would win number 5. He's got 4.
Yeah.
So if LeBron wins number 5
with Bronny.
Even
and
without
then he
Bronny,
lifts him up like Simba at the end. I mean, I'm just saying, just add to the narrative.
That'd be, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Just holds him right up, and they play the Lion King song. Oh, and you got Rafiki on the big screen. It'll be amazing. No, it's more about him winning that 5th one to me at the age that he is and having the longevity. So if we're going to take that comparison and we move it over to Mahomes, like if Mahomes were to win, say, number 6 one day when Brady has 7, but he wins number 6 at a really old, an older age, that's not going to hold water because Brady did. Because Brady already did that, Theo.
Against him.
I mean, Mahomes would have to win that like 6th one at 55 years old. Brady already did it. So he's going to have to win as many.
You think he's going to have to get to 7 no matter what? A three-peat doesn't hold the same amount of weight as winning a Super Bowl at 40. That's your thing. Okay.
Yeah, because again, like, all right, 3 in a row's never happened, but Brady won 3 in 4 years.
Stop it. That's a huge difference, as you know that.
It's not a huge. Maybe it's a little difference. Not a huge difference. Maybe a little. It's 1 year removed. It's the slimmest of differences possible. It's not a huge difference.
I'm biased. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm biased.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so what's your angle on this game? What do you think actually happens for Super Bowl Sunday? Obviously, you have more time to move the needle, change your opinion. But as things stand today, Hurts versus Mahomes, Barkley versus Kareem Hunt, I guess. Who do you like more Super Bowl Sunday?
I think it's going to be a great game. I don't understand well, I guess I do understand it, but I don't care that it's a rematch of 2 years ago. I don't care that it's the Chiefs once again. If it's not the Dolphins, I don't care who's in it, as long as it's going to be a good game. I hate every other team equally. I mean, I hate the Jets, Patriots, and Bills a little bit more than the other 28 teams. But if it's not my team, I don't care who's playing in the game. They could be playing 10 years in a row if it's going to be a good game. And I think this is going to be a great game. I think there's a ton of juice to it. I'm rooting for the Eagles. I totally think the Eagles can win, but I'm certainly not going to bet against the Chiefs in this spot. I mean, you got to be taking crazy pills if we've already gotten to this place and we're still doubting the Chiefs winning a big game. So the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Eagles can. I'll be rooting for them. I'll be playing my squares, the boxes. I'm going to be trying to make big money. Everybody knows my style, but we all know what's going to wind up happening in the end, and it's the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
All right, lastly, you mentioned the Super Bowl squares. C-Cat's trying to get us to play Super Bowl squares here in the office.
Oh, I want in. Put me down for a couple. But yeah, let's do it. I'm in.
All right, Zaz is in.
Yeah.
We have a question regarding this. I'm not a big Super Bowl squares guy. I don't
you
play
making money.
Yeah. I don't like games of strictly luck. I like to have a little bit of skill in it, and it seems like a luck game. C-Cat and I were trying to we're figuring out for Mike Rizzo. He and his people apparently at one point did a Super Bowl squares thing at their office, and the person that arrived first got to pick their spot.
Yes, this
on
is
the board.
This is the ridiculous part, Zaslow. No.
Oh, you're about to tell me that the numbers were there?
Yes, you have Mr. Rizzo, Tony Rizzo, and Mike Rizzo scalping the 0007. Like, this was an actual. There should, like, the FBI should break down the door.
Give me
and
my
get
money
them in
back.
trouble. Thank you.
Give me my money back.
First come, first.
That's cheating. It's first come, first served before the numbers are drawn.
Yes.
All right,
Oh.
which makes it totally random, of course. Like, who
Lottery
cares?
ball.
But the numbers can't be there, and then it's first come, first serve. What? That's crazy. That's not how it works. Give me my money back.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So you're going to be on Russo and Rizzo later. You can address him about that personally. I didn't know it was such a crime.
That's a
I don't
terrible
play Super Bowl
job.
squares.
I can't believe that he did that one time.
Yeah.
That's robbing people blind, too, because you have people that are very passive sports fans that just want to get money in the action, and they don't realize.
Oh, give me number 8 and 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually kind of respect the hustle a little more now that I know it's this conniving.
That's awful. That is ridiculous.
I'm definitely in, though. You tell whoever's running it. I'm in for a handful of boxes.
Let's do it. All right, Zaslow, appreciate you. Where can people find Zaslow Show 2.0?
Yeah, Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcasts. That's Spotify and Apple. I can list all the places. I'll be here all day. All right, so wherever you get your podcasts, Zaslow Show 2.0. We're Miami-based, all the South Florida sports teams, Monday through Friday, and we're presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you're involved involved in any kind of an accident, you first call 911. You got to make sure you're safe, and then you're dealing with a personal injury. They'll get you the compensation you deserve. You call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Thanks for your time, Zaslow. We'll get you in on the Super Bowl squares, and we'll make sure that Rizzo has no part in the organization of it. Don't worry.
Great job, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you. That was Jonathan Zaslow. He pulls up on us on Thursdays, as always, here on Theoretically Speaking on the Baptist Health Hotline. C-Cat, I think it's that time in the show where you toss me a question and I give you an answer, and I wish I knew where the button was.
What are you looking for? We're trying to do some trivia?
There it is.
Theo.
You would think that we've only done this show 20 times. It's like over 190 times, and I still can't find the buttons on the board.
Theo, we have one of the greatest running back performances in the history of the league unfolding before our eyes with Saquon Barkley. Chasing Dickerson's record. He's been superb. The whole world knows it. I'm a Penn State fan, alum, and supporter of his, so it's been really fun to watch. However, when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles as a whole, obviously Saquon's only 1 year into his Eagles career, so he doesn't have the rushing yards record as a Philadelphia Eagle. My question to you, the viewers, the listeners, the fans of ESPN West Palm and Theoretically Speaking, is simply this. Who has the most rushing yards in Philadelphia Eagles history?
You know what's funny? One person specifically came to mind, and this person, hilariously, his Madden 07 picture or Madden 08, I can't remember the specific year, looked exactly like my dad.
Huh.
Like spot on like my dad.
So if you know Theo's dad, just get a little hint there.
You might know exactly who the person is. Look, so much so that I called my dad in the room one day and was like, Dad, this dude looks just like you. And he was like, yeah, he kind of does. Kind of does. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'll give the answer on the other side. And before I do give that answer, I do want to tell you that South Florida's one and only PGA Tour event is on the way, so make sure you're locked in for that. But most importantly, the South Florida Fair is open and ready for your action right now. 17 days of entertainment, including the thrilling Royals Spectacular Show. They've got live music, a new Ag Ventureland, farm animals in the Cabuto's Ag Zone, and of course you got the rides. Can't have a fair without the rides and the games and the delicious fair food. Ooh, them hurricane fries, I'm still thinking about them. Thursdays are BOGO Day at the fair. Today is a Thursday, so buy one admission ticket. You can get one free. Also, every food vendor has a BOGO deal as well. Get those ride credits. They're half off on BOGO Thursdays as well. Check out all the activities and entertainment schedules online at southfloridafair.com. Download the app. The South Florida Fair, open now through February 2nd right here in West Palm Beach. And the vendors there, I'm telling you right now, oh my goodness. C-Cat, we had so much good food that day.
Everyone's so nice. They come from far and wide, or they're local. You can't go wrong with any vendor you stop at.
Yeah. Them hurricane fries, though. Woo! Fort Get Me Not, I think, was the vendor there. Amazing stuff.
I'm partial to the Wisconsin cheese curds, I'll be honest.
Oh, my gosh. The hot Wisconsin cheese curds.
They are different. If you grew up in the Northeast or maybe in Pennsylvania, and you've been to a Sheetz before, that was the standard that I've known as far as cheese curds.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Culver's, if you would. But those Wisconsin cheese curds directly at the South Florida Fair, different ball game. You kidding me?
That's a staple at the fair, too. They're always in the same spot, and they always deliver. So check them out and more. The fried foods, the ice cream, the lemon, everything is just great out there. On the other side, I answer the question to the trivia game. Who is the leading rusher all time in Philadelphia Eagles history? It's not Saquon just yet. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The South Florida Fair is open. 17 days of entertainment, including the thrilling Royal Spectacular Show, live music, a exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. I can't lie, C-Cat. I am in a bit of a dilemma here on this Thursday as we get ready to gear up for some Thursday Pro Bowl skills and drills action tonight. That's what the NFL is giving us. By the way, Duke UNC basketball on Saturday. Cooper Flag.
Hey, that's something to watch.
Yeah.
We don't need the Pro Bowl.
We don't need the Pro Bowl. Duke UNC basketball at Cameron Indoor. Cooper Flag making his debut in the rivalry. That's going to be a big one this weekend. So there's still some good sports.
Watching the golf. Got the Pebble Beach Pro-Am on the TV in front of me right now.
Pebble Beach.
Man, I'm all golfed out, dude.
Yeah?
In a good way. That sounds like in a bad way.
Yeah, you sound like you hate golf now.
No. I'm all in on golf right now.
There you go. That's a better way to phrase it. You're like engulfed.
Hey. Yeah.
I am. Come on, dog. Give me something. Give me something. Yeah.
The crowd first had a remark at the joke before they laughed. Like,
Right.
wow, wait a second. This is changing the game of comedy. We have a Don Rickles here.
That was a good one. C-Cat, I do have a bit of an issue. And also, by the way, shout out to Pop Stroke. Everybody at Pop Stroke last night was amazing. That was a great time. You're talking about you're all golfed out. That's because we've been in the world of golf, literally being engulfed with it. We played a little bit of we played the course there at Pop Stroke. And that was after we had the Meet the Russos event where, Chris Mad Dog Russo and his son, who y'all all know is Colin Russo, they sat and did a Q&A. I'm thinking R&R, Q&A, R&R. They did a Q&A at Pop Stroke, and it was great. We learned a lot about their father-son relationship, his introduction into radio, how much timing and luck played into them transcending the opportunities that were able to be put in front of them in radio. It was a great time.
Yeah, it was a great time until I was starved because Mike Rizzo took 4 times his share at the buffet.
Hold on.
He thinks that just because he was talking behind a microphone for a couple hours that he had first dibs at all of the food.
He went crazy, too. He went absolutely insane.
Unapologetically crazy.
Every time we have any kind of event, and this is not a fat shame or anything. I'm not like Stephen A. Smith with Zion Williamson.
No, it's a gluttony shame.
It's a gluttony shame, yes. It's like similar thing. Every time we have
I don't think it is. I think you can be gluttonous. It means eating too much than you need to.
We're criticizing his habits because the guy's not fat. He looks good. He's in good shape.
That's why it's okay. That's why we can do this.
We can do this because he's and also because he's a guy. We could not do this with a female coworker as well.
Yeah,
so
Cheryl over there picking out. Yeah, you can't do that. No, Cheryl works at ESPN West Palm, just so everyone knows. Yeah, that would be tough.
That would be rough. You couldn't do that. We couldn't get away with it. But Mike does kind of pig out on things when we get – man, you should have saw at the Orange Bowl. If there's one thing that Mike Rizzo, our guy, loves more.
I don't want to claim him. He's your guy now.
Our guy. He's our guy still. I know he deprived you of some great, by the way. Great. Well, they smashed sliders because they weren't full burgers, but they were smash burgers, but in slider form. Oh, my goodness. The bacon jam on those things, the cheese. Oh. Hey, Pop Stroke is doing their thing.
No, the vegetable medley was good, though.
Vegetable medley was straight.
Yeah, that's what I was reduced to.
Yeah, you were reduced to that because Mike Rizzo took every opportunity he had to keep reading up on those sliders. If there's one thing that Mike loves more than devouring the free foods and accommodations we get at several events, it's talking Ohio State anything. And at the Orange Bowl, we were up in the media room, and we were sitting there, and we had just filled up our plates with these, media. And the media food's not great. Hard Rock Stadium does a decent enough job. They're not terrible, but it's like above average food. So we all sit down at these tables. We couldn't sit at the table with you and Brian and some of the other teammates because y'all's table was full. So Mike and I sat down with two other strangers who were already in the midst of some heated football debate. We're at the Orange Bowl, right? This is Notre Dame versus your Penn State Nittany Lions. And as we're chowing down on the food, Mike is going to town. Like and this was like his second plate, I think. Mm-hmm. This is like his second plate, his second run at it. I'm on my first still. Those two guys are deep in the conversation. And at one point in their conversation, they turned the talk from the Orange Bowl to not the Fiesta Bowl. What was it that they played in Ohio State?
I don't know.
I forget at this point.
Blacked it out.
They turned over to Ohio State football talk, and all they did was bring up, man, how good is Jeremiah Smith? And as I'm sitting there, my eyes shot right up to Mike. Because I know if there's one thing he loves more than chowing down on free food, it is talking Ohio State sports. We had not intruded on these fellas' conversation yet. We had not broken that third wall. It was two separate things going on at these tables. Mike was convulsing. He started, like, as soon as they brought up Ohio State, the dude started foaming at the mouth and twitching. And he didn't know whether or not it was proper for him to intrude into their conversation. And he only has one speed.
Of course.
He's not the type of guy to just, like, politely be like, hey, guys, I'm a Buckeyes fan. And he was going to go, like, crazy on these dudes. So I'm watching it happen. They have no idea what's happening. He looks like a pit bull with a piece of juicy steak being waved in front of him. And that was the one thing I've ever seen in life stop Mike from eating.
Wow.
He picked up his fork. He stopped eating to have that decision, that internal decision of whether or not he interjects into these strangers' conversation.
That's the Mike Rizzo experience.
And thank God he didn't. And I wish, and here's maybe how you could have got some sliders last night at Pop Stroke. You could have just brought up some Ohio State football when he wasn't looking and snuck a couple off his plate.
I see. Just misdirection here, misdirection there. Yeah. Bang. All of a sudden, you don't have one of the 16 sliders that you took off the plate.
The number's going to continue to grow as we get further and further away from the Pop Stroke event of how many that Mike Rizzo got away with. I will say I only had two, and they were quite delicious. So I appreciate Pop Stroke. And also, there was some challenging putt-putt.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't your typical putt-putt at Pop Stroke.
No, if you're looking for a challenge, man, Pop Stroke, it levels it up a little bit.
Yeah. And be honest, you're surprised at how good my short game was?
I bet your putting was, yeah, because it's not like you had a couple of wedges in your hands and you're chipping around the green.
Okay,
I know, but you can't just say you have a good short game just because you hole some putts.
I do. You know that I have good short game when it comes to, chipping, lofting it, you know what I'm saying?
Flopping it.
I could do all of that.
Bump and run, perchance?
Bump and run I'm not a bump and run guy.
You think that's a little cheap?
It's too flashy.
It's the opposite. No, bump and run is not flashy.
No. Oh, you're talking about the bump and run.
Yes. That's true. That's my bad,
It's the inflection on how you say bump and run. Yeah, I don't do the bump and run.
Yeah, you were pretty good last night. You were pretty good at Pop Stroke.
I beat you. I withdrew.
Yeah, you led by one, and then, the wife came calling.
See, that's what I should have stayed. I should have stayed and finished out that win because you're never going to allow me to have that win. We got to go back to Pop Stroke now.
I guess so.
Because if I withdraw at 15 because my wife says I have to go home, and then there's 3 holes left and I'm up 1 and we're playing a little match play, I feel like I should be able to count that as a win, but you're not going to ever let me have it.
No, there's never been a golfer ever who's withdrawn.
It's not the PGA Tour.
There's never been a mini golfer ever that's withdrawn from before 18 is complete and has won the competition.
We were being held up a little bit at that point. There was a couple of couples in front of us that we were waiting on. It was going to take too long. I didn't have 25 minutes to spare. I had to get home to my wife.
You never signed your scorecard. It just is all null and void.
All right,
as if the round never happened.
We need a ruling on this. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Does my victory over CCAT count at Pop Stroke last night?
You led by 1 stroke through 16 holes.
I led by 1 hole. We were doing match play. We don't know how many strokes I led by. Could have been 12.
Could have been not that at all.
Could have been hey, who knows? I led by one hole with 3 holes to go.
2
holes to go. That makes it even better for me.
Okay,
888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Can I count this as a victory because I withdrew from our Pop Stroke adventure because my wife said it's time to go home? Streetlights came on. It's not my fault. 888-760-3776. Is that a win for me, or is CCAT able to withhold his dignity in saying that he didn't lose to Theo in a little mini golf? 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. And you already know what it is with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Yeah, C-Cat, I'm going to go ahead and take it as almost like an impartial victory, an incomplete, but I was leading. Maybe we just get out there and play those last 2 holes since we didn't come to a conclusion here. But I don't want my achievements to be relegated. Not in 2025. Not as I'm getting back into the golf game. You know, I put a pause on golf through football season because I want to be able to spend more time at home with my wife and not just watching football. And so when she called me early when we're at Pop Stroke, I said, yeah, I'll come on home, baby. I'll come home early, and I'll take my win. And now C-Cat is trying to take it from me. Sean is on the Baptist Health Hotline. Sean is on Theoretically Speaking. First off, Sean, where you at? Where you from? I didn't hear what C-Cat told me there.
Well, I'm from Lake Worth, but I'm working out here in Wellington.
Okay, Lake Worth, Wellington. Sean, I appreciate you tapping in. You heard our dilemma here. I beat C-Cat, but I had to withdraw with 2 holes to go at Pop Stroke. Can I count this as a victory, or does my withdrawal give C-Cat the win?
I don't know, Theo. I'm trying to compare it to maybe a rain out in baseball game. You got to get to a certain point and be up by a certain amount of runs before you can call it a game.
Right.
That's a little bit too close.
So wait, we got all the way through 15 holes.
16
holes.
Right,
we finished 16 holes.
Right, but you were only up by 1. He could have easily come back and topped you. So I don't know. That's a close one, but I compare it to you got to have maybe if you were up by 2, maybe you could have called it a win for yourself, but that's a little bit too close. I don't know if I can ride with you on that one, man.
You know what, Sean? That's actually a good call. I appreciate that. I appreciate that call, Sean. And good luck finishing out work today. That's actually smart. That's wise. I didn't think about it that way. You had 2 holes. You could have overtaken me. So I low-key, by leaving at that point, I almost swept the rug out from under you. You didn't have a chance to make your miraculous comeback.
Exactly. It's as if you turned a sport like baseball into football, where in football you can take a knee and clock can run out and you win the game. But in baseball, you got to throw the baseball over the plate.
You do.
You got to get all those outs, every single of those 27 outs. In golf, you got to put the ball in the hole 18 times for it to be over, and you simply did not do that. Imagine if Rory McIlroy, when he was going head-to-head with Bryson DeChambeau in the major last year, if he'd said, you know what, through 17 holes, my wife's calling. I got to get out of here. Thank you so much, Bryson. Valiant effort. I'm going to take the win.
Maybe he should have. Maybe I did text my wife. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm not one to collapse. I'm really good under pressure. who will be more likely to collapse under that pressure right here between you and I? I'm putting my money on me to not fold in the big moment. I'm not giving away 2 holes at the end with the lead.
But like the only time we've played real golf for real money, I've won, and it was a clutch putt that I made.
That's true. Can't even lie. I'm not a liar. I keep it G. I'm not a liar. You beat me in real golf, and you did win with a clutch.
No, you know what, Theo?
Putt
You know what? You need it more
18.
than me. I'll Venmo you right now your winnings.
Thank you. Venmo me all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say how much. All of it. Send it over. All right. I don't want, for tax purposes, I can't have it out there.
You clearly need it more than me.
Yeah.
You clearly, like, seriously, like, all right.
Now you don't want to send it anymore.
No, you're doing it. You're having a tough time.
Yeah.
And, just times are tough out there. Economy.
My anniversary's right around the corner, man.
FAFSA up in the air.
Yeah, hell yeah. The hell's going on? I was getting made some promises that were not fulfilled.
You know what? Stay right there. I'm gonna walk through the studio.
You're
I'll give you the money right now.
Thank you so much. See, that's a gentleman right there. C-Cat's not as bad as y'all say he is. There's a lot of people out here that like to ridicule and denigrate and talk poorly on the character of C-Cat. There's another sports talk radio host that is here. This is actually okay.
Hey, keep the change.
This is not enough. This is actually too much if you knew what really went down. But C-Cat is not like another sports talk radio host here, who used to be here, who I bet in the middle of a Super Bowl, Chiefs-Eagles, by the way, after the Chiefs was down by a touchdown or so, bet him mid-Super Bowl by $50, and he still is yet to pay his dues.
Wow. In debt to Theo Dorsey. It's a place no one wants to be.
In debt. And I'm not even sure if legally here I'm allowed to say his name, but I will. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. Josh, why the hell haven't you paid me for my Super Bowl bet? Chiefs-Eagles. You was talking all that crap. Josh Cohen, pull up on me. Give me my 50. Yeah. For tax purposes, it wasn't really 50. It was 50 cents. C-Cat, here's what I'll say, too, about the Super Bowl and also about the win that I had last night that just got swept from under me. No matter what the stage, no matter how great the task, I'm going to come through in the clutch. Always remember that, and I want you to remember that as well when we're about to do our Olympics here. That's going to be going out on digital through Cade Chumson. Is that getting still set up for us to do in the breaks?
We were supposed to be pulled out of the studio to take part in these, if you will, minute to win it games. You ever watch that show with Guy Fieri and Apollo Ono were hosts of it? There was like 1 minute long mini games that anyone can set up at their own house or apartment, and you played it for real cash. I believe it was on NBC. But yeah, we're going to do stuff like that. It's going to be posted to our social. Make sure you follow us on social media and YouTube. Subscribe, ESPN West Palm.
I absolutely love that. I do have a lot of faith in myself at being able to be victorious in this as well. So, again, just excited. I'm excited about the competition. The thrill of the competition is what gets to me. We have a get-around coming up here. We also are still talking about what is just the most irrelevant award or honor in sports. What is the award or honor that holds the least amount of weight? I know neither one of us are big, like, day-to-day NBA fans. I love the NBA much more than you do, but none of us are going every single night and watching ball. Oh, who's on tonight? Is it Thunder, Pelicans? Like, I got to see. Do you remember who won the NBA Cup this year?
The NBA Cup.
NBA Cup, which is the in-season tournament.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Emirates Cup now, so maybe I know more ball than you, but Lakers won the first year. The second year.
I said the NBA Cup.
It's the Emirates Cup.
Oh, the Emirates Cup. Okay, keep going.
Try to correct me correcting him incorrectly.
Well, Emirates ain't paying me no money.
Who was it? It was the Pelicans?
Exactly. It's the Bucks.
The Bucks.
The first NBA Cup.
That would have been like my 15th
Cup,
guess.
Or whatever, exactly. That first one mattered so much. This past one and every one since then to go forward is not going to matter. It's going to be irrelevant. It mattered because it was LeBron. It mattered because it was the inaugural NBA Cup. It mattered because it was the Lakers. I don't think it's ever going to matter again or resonate with a fan base.
I've got an award that means nothing, and no one talks about how little this award means, but it still shows up on your Wikipedia page, shows up on your baseball reference page, or any sports reference page. All-Star Game MVP. Who the hell cares?
Oh, man.
Because half the people there don't care about the result of the game. Half of the people there aren't trying their hardest. Who cares if you win an All-Star Game MVP?
You're talking about the NBA.
In any league.
Oh, okay.
And also, especially baseball, because baseball is a sport built on sample size. It's one day in the middle of the summer where now the game doesn't mean anything. So it's not like you're fighting for home field advantage in the World Series.
They were playing for home field for one point.
They were, yeah. Well, now this is a scrimmage.
Matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I'm not going to take a direct shot at the NFL in this. I mean, the same thing for the NHL, MLB, NBA, and I'm not even going to include the NFL in the conversation, but All-Star Game MVP, that means zilch nada.
So in the NBA, it gained a lot more reverence when the All-Star Game MVP got named after Kobe Bryant. That's how they revived what that means for people's legacy. And to be honest with you, out of the 4 major leagues, the NBA's All-Star Game, though the product is probably the least entertaining because there's no competition at all and there never has been since, 2004. Like, that MVP award in that All-Star Game probably matters more than the other 3.
Just because it's named after Kobe?
Not just because it's named after Kobe, but I'm not being facetious. I'm not joking. Like, people actually have used those in legacy debates on Twitter. I've seen – I
don't want to associate with those people.
Look, I know it's ridiculous. But it's a two-pronged thing. Number one, you see guys in the NBA All-Star Game actually chasing the All-Star MVP. It's harder to chase it in Major League Baseball, right? Like, it's kind of just something you're going to get.
Yeah,
you
only get a certain amount of at-bats before you're either taken out or you run out of time.
In the Pro Bowl, I'm not even sure if they ever gave out an MVP, and nor would anybody care. In the NHL, I actually like how they do their different series. Don't they do like a 3v3 type thing or something on hockey?
I don't even know.
I've actually seen it a couple of times, and it looked kind of interesting. It's a different style of play thing that they do in their All-Star Game, but maybe you can play for it a little bit more in the NHL. But in the NBA, there's moments that do live on from guys going back and forth chasing the All-Star MVP. Now, I agree. Nobody cares about any of the All-Star MVPs. If there's one that does have more levity than the others, it's the NBA's.
I mean, we're going from, on a scale from 0 to 100, we're going from a 0 to a 0.5.
Well, I've seen players care about it, though, is what I'm saying.
I guess that one night they roll out of bed and think, okay, I might as well get a nice trophy for my trophy case. Like, think about what every other MVP is for.
Yes.
It's either for the most critical moments of your season in the playoffs, a playoff series, a finals, a Super Bowl, or it's a massive sample size, your entire season MVP. And we're going to boil it down to one exhibition game MVP. That's ridiculous. There should not even be an award. All of it should be the Kids' Choice Nick MVP. The MVP, I believe, is what they call it on those Nickelodeon broadcasts for football games. Let the children decide on a vote on Nickelodeon.com.
That's messed up. It's the Kobe Award. Damian Lillard won it last year. Tatum won it in 23. You know when he won it, he probably got it tattooed on his body. Like, Steph Curry got it in 22. Who ever forget the 2021 Giannis Antetokounmpo All-Star Game performance?
I guess I will, because I did.
I actually do kind of remember that one. He was really dominant. But, yeah, I think that those awards are –
the way that game's played in the NBA, it's like, okay, I was hot from 3 that night. It's not like people were playing especially good defense on you where you surpassed that. No, you just had a good shooting night.
Well, Giannis was a maniac. That was the thing that stuck out about that game was Giannis was being like regular season / playoff Giannis in that game and nobody else was. So while he was going for the MVP and trying to dog guys out, there was very little to none defense being played.
It's a try-hard award.
It is a try-hard award now.
Definition, they should take it out of the Kobe Bryant. I don't want to disparage his name, but is that what Kobe Bryant was?
I was about to say, isn't kind of part of the Kobe Bryant experience being a try-hard at all time?
I guess so.
I mean, this is not denigrating. I know you kind of started taking a step back or two, but that's Kobe. That's the Mamba mentality. You never turn it off.
But if there's one guy who's the try-hard and nobody else is, that feels like it's taking 2 to tango. If you're being a try-hard where nobody else is giving maximum effort, you didn't accomplish anything. You just proved more that you are a try-hard. You did not prove that among the elite, among the all-stars, that you reigned supreme when you were all on one court.
This is going to do nothing for my argument and everything for yours, but the only person I'm seeing in recent history to get back-to-back All-Star Game MVPs is Mr. Tryhard himself. Can you guess the name?
Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 2015 and 2016, Russell Westbrook went back-to-back with the All-Star Game MVP award. I mean, nobody's done that since it hasn't happened.
Wow.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Well,
I'm actually scrolling, and he might be the only one.
Here comes ignorant sports talk. Isn't he having a pretty good season this year? Like, for Russell Westbrook, I've heard great things that this is Russ's year, and he is cooking in the NBA right now.
But that the bar is low. The bar
I
is
guess
low.
so, because he has been written off from the casual sports and casual NBA fan so far, where they just do not take Russell Westbrook seriously whatsoever, that if he's averaging good averages, I don't know, what is it, like 28 and 8? Like, that's good for Russell Westbrook, and he's making a name for himself at the twilight of his career.
This is actually something monumental in Russell Westbrook's legacy here. I did not know he is literally the only player in NBA history to go back-to-back as All-Star Game MVP.
Not Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan, not Allen Iverson, not Tim Duncan, not Shaquille O'Neal, not Scottie Pippen, not John Stockton, not Magic Johnson, not Charles Barkley. I mean, I'm looking at Ralph Sampson couldn't get it done. Larry Bird, Larry Legend. You can't go back-to-back with All-Star Game MVPs? What are we doing? Oscar Robertson in 1964 couldn't get it done in 1965. He let Jerry Lucas get in his way.
And Lucas will always have it over him.
You know who the very first ever All-Star Game MVP was? 1951 from the Boston Celtics, Ed Macauley.
All right.
You know who would have a lot of like bullet points on Ed Macauley is Colin Russo.
Yeah.
You should ask him about that.
Terry McAuley, I just think of NFL rules analyst in the booth. I forget for which network. That's who I thought it was for a second. Maybe that family tree has expanded from the NBA to the NFL.
Now, there was one year where back-to-back Bobs won, but it was two different Bobs.
Bob Hope?
57's Bob Cousy. 58, Bob Pettit.
Who's Bob Hope? Bob Hope might not be an athlete.
He's not an athlete. I think that's like another newscaster, sportscaster kind of guy.
Bob Hope's an American comedian and actor.
There we go. Same thing.
Bob Hope could definitely play shooting guard, though. Like, just kind of think about that. Bob Hope, 5'9", played for the Celtics.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You got to win the genetics pool to make it into the NBA. I'll say this, though. Out of all the MVPs to win in baseball, like, let's just say if they randomly propped C-Cat into the All-Star game of both the Pro Bowl, the NBA, the NHL, and in Major League Baseball, the easiest MVP for you to win would be in the NBA.
Yeah, because I would be trying my hardest.
Nobody else would be trying. I mean, you would still fail. You would
think I would put up numbers?
You wouldn't.
I would look like Jason Tatum's kid on the court after a game.
Yeah.
Like trying to put up layups.
You would actually probably, even if they left you open, the problem is you probably wouldn't hit enough shots to get the MVP.
If they didn't try to block layups, that's the thing. The numbers wouldn't lie.
Even if they don't try. So what? All right, they're not going to block your layups, but they will contest them. How about that?
But you think America would respect me getting back on D? You know, those guys will go in transition, cherry pick a little bit, and then miss a dunk, but I'm hustling back.
You're
I'm
getting
slapping
back on
the
D.
floor.
Yeah, you slap the floor in the All-Star game, you might win yourself the MVP. Adam Silver might walk out mid-court in the middle of the game and hand it to you. That's what they're looking for.
I pump up the crowd a little bit in the second quarter with like 6 minutes to go. Come on.
Also, look.
D up. Get back on D, Steph.
We're talking about the most irrelevant and meaningless awards and honors in sports, and I think the most meaningless motion in sports is the slap of the Treasure Coast. And I was there in the gym where a kid had just hit a big fast break layup. Crowd is rocking. He runs back on defense. Guys bring the ball up the court. Boom! Big slap of the court. Everybody's like, oh, my God, he's going to lock him up.
Oh, wait, everyone at the same time or just
No,
one guy?
just one kid. It's now if all five do it like Duke used to do back in the day, that's cool.
I'm thinking
Miami did it for a while too.
Olympic basketball where they do the haka dance for like Samoa
Yeah.
or in Polynesian. I forget which culture it is. But I'm thinking everyone somehow has a hive mind where they know how to coordinate without looking at one another.
Yeah.
It's like boom, boom, boom.
Teams do that. Teams have done that in the past as well. And a lot of times it's not all the way synchronized, but when you do get it all synchronized, when you get back into a zone or something like that, it is beautiful. So he does it all by himself. Boom, slaps the court. I want to say like 3 seconds later that the other team scored. Like almost immediately. He was like, all right, great. You're doing that. I'm doing this.
I don't know. That might be like a punch the wall because you're mad and then your hand hurts, but you can't show your hand hurts. I bet if you hit the floor and like your adrenaline is in completely pumping, you jam a finger. Like, ah.
Well, really the problem is you slap the floor, you slap the hardwood. Anybody that's actually done it, the sting takes like a second and a half to actually start resounding in your hand. So right after you slap it, you kind of go numb for a second, and then there's this throbbing pain, the sting that will last in your hand. So if a guy makes a move on you and you try to reach for the ball or something, you're going at it a little half-heartedly because you just injured yourself.
You ever like a swollen knuckle in a finger? like from jamming a finger like that.
Yeah, I've
like,
had a
you
lot
can
of
do that
fingers.
easily right now. If you just try to slap something hard. Yeah.
Well, you come right over here. I'll try it. Yeah. Kaiser University has champions all over their flagship campus, Kaiser University, right here in West Palm Beach. Well, they're home to 22 national champions, including back-to-back champions in men's lacrosse, 3 straight in NAIA women's swimming and diving, and, of course, the 2023 NAIA football championship. And they made it back to the big game in 2024. That was just last year. KU's also captured 61 regular season and 63 conference tournament titles, plus a Learfield Cup trophy. Yeah, them Kaiser Seahawks, they're about their business. They defend the beach at the best of them. Get the latest on Kaiser Seahawks Athletic, KUSeahawks.com. Again, that is KUSeahawks.com. On the other side, we have midday midterms and we have a get around. We're grading stuff and we're going to hop on that vehicle and take you to the hottest topics in all of the land. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking. And also, CCAT, we got to tell them the leading rusher in Eagles history when we get back as well.
Right. If you stuck around, you got a little nugget of information coming.
You're going to want to hear this. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Please join the Potentia Academy at the Paddock Restaurant on Friday, February 7th for Love the Wine You're With, a wine pairing soiree featuring live music and Foley Family Wines, all honoring Patrick Rooney Jr. Proceeds from ticket sales and a silent auction will go towards scholarships for low-income families at Potentia Academy, a nonprofit school for students on the autism spectrum. Visit potentiaacademy.org for more information and to purchase tickets. That's POTENTIA academy.org.
It's time for baseball in West Palm Beach. Spring training is just around the corner, and Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches is the place to be. Grab your family and friends and soak in the sunshine, green grass, and the crack of a bat. Watch the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals take on the New York Yankees, Mets, Braves, and for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays. Catch the excitement from February 22nd through March 23rd. Tickets are on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action. Secure your seat today.
Introducing the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Designed for those who crave adventure, style, and performance. And now it's more accessible than ever with 3.9% APR for 60 months. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $18.37 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach located on Okeechobee Boulevard or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com today for more information on how you can take home the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I don't know, man. C-Cat, this is not looking good. Seeing this headline here on ESPN, federal investigators eyeing Terry Rozier's play in a 2023 game. You thought I was going to talk about the Ravens thing?
No.
Okay.
I did, actually.
You thought I was going to talk about the whole Ravens thing? We'll get to that at some point when more details get out, but that looks bad.
Come on, Tuck.
Are you going to burn the jersey?
I don't know. You
have to just wait and see right now.
I held on to that Ray Rice jersey for a long time.
Oh, my God.
I wore it to school some days when the Ravens played. Like, I can't afford two different jerseys. So when you financially lock yourself into a player going into a season, what am I supposed to do?
And Ray Rice was such a philanthropist, such a charitable guy for so long before that one incident tanked everything. But no, this is not about Tucker or Ray Rice. Man, what's up with these Ravens? Ray Lewis? All different circumstances, by the way. This is Terry Rozier. Apparently unusual betting patterns surrounding the play of then Charlotte Hornets Terry Rozier. Didn't happen with Heat culture, baby.
He didn't bring it up when we spoke to him on Heat Media Day.
He didn't. Oh, man, that's my guy, too. I hate to out him like this. The NBA is looking into it. I hope it's not like a Jonte Porter thing. As people that don't remember, Jonte Porter's little brother, they found that a bunch of people bet on his unders, and he was trying to actively miss shots, and he made one, and he winced. It was a little rough for my guy. So, sorry, Terry Rozier. Hopefully he's proven innocent, innocent until proven guilty. I'll look into more of the details, but that right there did not sit well with the soul. We have to get the answer, though. We have to get the answer to the trivia question you asked earlier on. This is who is the all-time leading rusher in Philadelphia Eagles history?
A couple of options there. There's one that's probably the leader in the clubhouse. But yeah, Saquon Barkley had a great season this year.
Yeah.
About to stack up many of the seasons like he had in 2024, 2025 in order to surpass the Eagles' leading rusher in franchise history. Who holds that crown right now?
I'm going for it. I understand it's a good probability it will be wrong.
Really?
But it's a swing in the this is a swing in the dark. Brian Westbrook. It's close though, right?
He is number 3 on the list with 5,995 rushing yards.
I know it's not Shady McCoy. He wasn't there long enough, but I want to know where he's at on that list.
So you're going to guess him knowing it's wrong?
I'll guess him, yeah.
Well, he's right. LaShawn McCoy is the Philadelphia Eagles' leading rusher with 6,792 rushing yards. He surpassed Wilbert Montgomery.
How the hell did he surpass Wilbert Montgomery?
I know. It was a storyline going into that season.
Lee,
Chasing down Wilbert Montgomery.
When Wilbert used to touch the ball, we used to think home run. We used to think everybody might as well lay down. That was a runner right there.
4.5 yards per attempt for Wilbert Montgomery, 65.4 yards per game.
That's what I remember him more for.
Bell cow.
Bell cow back. Wilbert Montgomery.
Give it to Wilbert. Get out of the way.
They had that one play, Wilbert wide, I think they would call it, where they would just give it to him wide.
That's true, yeah. Like a stretch run outside.
Yeah, stretch, yeah. Just Wilbert wide.
Man. Yeah, Shady McCoy. He is number one on the list of Eagles leading rushers. Was that who you were talking about looked like your dad?
No, it was Brian Westbrook.
Wow.
Brian Westbrook's image on, I think, it was like Madden 08 or something, looked just like my dad.
How about Randall Cunningham, 6th in Eagles history, 4,482.
That dude could run. That dude could ball. That dude could run.
Jalen Hurts, he's 13th.
How far up the charts does he end up climbing? Because I feel like he's going to be their quarterback for the next 10 years at this point. You never can predict injury luck and everything. Also, I'm sure the tush pushes aren't doing wonders for the longevity of his career. I think about that every time I see that play. There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes does not do QB sneaks.
I don't know. Well, the one injury he had, yes, but no one's getting a 5-yard head start and hitting you as a quarterback on a sneak.
But hits add up. So it's like, again, I wasn't surprised when Jalen Hurts had that concussion on the back end of the year, and then it seemed like it lingered a little longer. And obviously, did you see the image of Hurts trying to get back in the game and giving the ref a thumbs up?
Yeah, or him post-game after the Packers game, I believe, where he was on something because he's never spoken that many words in his life.
It was obvious that he was altered mentally. I don't know if that was them giving him something that made him a little wonky or if it was the concussion.
Right, the Aaron Rodgers Classic post-game where he was clearly not normal mentally post-game.
Yes. And all I'm saying is it's the accumulation of those small hits. That's why linemen, they suffer so many of these injuries and ailments that last so long. It's the accumulation of the bang, bang, bang. Now, he's only doing it like 7-8 times a game, but that's still over the span of a quarterback's career. That still can add up, especially when it comes to concussions. On the other side, we have the midday midterms and the get around. CCAT.
You said on the other side, we could do it now.
Oh, we could do that right now?
We could do the get around right now.
All right, well, the get around is going to be brought to you by none other than the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. It's South Florida's one and only PGA Tour event. It returns to the Champion Course at PGA National February 26th through March 22nd. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beach is going to deliver the best-in-class on-site experience. I mean, think about this. The PGA Tour is coming to town. They're going to feature a variety of fan amenities alongside the premier competition with the best golfers in the nation. Kids that are 15 and under, you get in for free. And you are only able to do that if you have a ticketed adult with you. So thecognizantclassic.com is where you get the tickets. Thecognizantclassic.com. Pull up, get your tickets. Todd Fleming, CEO, pulling up on us tomorrow for some Who Missed the Cut. In fact, as we jump on the get around, our first stop, I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna take over this get around.
Next stop.
And can we get the get around music a little? It's blasting on me. Is it good?
Well, that's how it always starts loud.
Okay.
You're not supposed to talk over.
I'm usually not talking.
And it lowers by itself.
So that's my fault. well, to right my wrongs, how about I offer you a stop at the Cognizant Classic?
Next stop.
Let's go. What's new with the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches?
Yeah, what is new?
Well, what I've heard is that fans who arrive in Cadillacs to this year's Cognizant Classic on the Palm Beaches, they'll have access to priority parking thanks to the PGA Tour Tournament's new deal naming Cadillac the official sponsor of the event.
Bruh, first of all, now that they have this as the official sponsor, you know that one, the song on the Dreamgirls, the I Got Me a Cadillac, Cadillac. Okay, we're going to play this song tomorrow as we intro my guy Todd Fleming into the show. We got to play that song, something special for him, a surprise for him, so don't tell him we're doing it. Love that song, one of my favorite Dreamgirls songs. Also, I think that's extremely cool. Imagine not knowing about this rule. We're going to try to publicize it so Cadillac owners do know about it, but imagine not knowing about this. You're pulling up with your date to the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, and as you're pulling up the park, the guy at the ticketing office says, Right this way.
Exactly.
Right this way. You have preferred parking today, sir.
And you're just driving past the people that don't have the preferred parking.
They got Benzes. They got Hummers. Well, I don't know if they got Hummers. They got the new little Tesla trucks and
There
stuff.
was a Bentley parked outside of here today.
And guess what that Bentley can't do?
He's got to hoof it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get mud on his shoes and everything. You? No.
Get to step in. If you got a Cadillac, you get the preferred parking. That's pretty neat, along with the other activations at the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, baby.
Next stop.
This is the Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report because we're just one game away from the off-season. It's the off-season for Rams quarterback Matt Stafford. But per Ian Rappaport, Stafford plans to return and play in 2025, though a deal likely needs to be worked out.
I think it's Rappaport. I think it's like kind of like rapport. You just say rapport.
I said with a T.
You said the T. You
All right.
emphasized the T.
Ian.
The Ian.
Rap sheet.
Rap sheet. We were watching the Senior Bowl yesterday, the wife and I, not by her choice. And she saw Ian Rappaport, and her immediate response was, she pointed at him and said, "This guy talks football?"
Where does she know him from?
No, she was just, I guess he didn't look like a kind of guy that would talk. He was also right next to a really, really big athlete, and he was at the Senior Bowl doing like a little interview stand-up. He just looks so small and so
Schefter,
non-football-y.
Rappaport, like they're all small.
I know it was something about his look and presence. This is not a criticism of Ian Rappaport. It's more of a criticism of what my wife thinks of most football talk.
What do you think about Matt Stafford return to the Rams? Good move for the Rams to take him back?
For the Rams, yeah. Why would they not want Matt Stafford back?
He looked good. He showed the fountain of youth kind of in the playoffs this year.
He was a drive away. He was a drive away from beating the Eagles.
It's like 20 yards away.
Yeah, right. But completing the drive away. It was one play away, honestly.
Yeah.
One play away from topping the Eagles there and making it to the NFC Championship game, whereas if they do, you have to assume they get through the Commanders. So, yeah, he still got it. They won the division. That division's not threatening. If you bring Stafford back with that young core, you had two Rookie of the Year nominees on your team, Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk. I absolutely love that Rams roster. I think bringing back Stafford for one more year and giving yourself leeway to get the quarterback of the future maybe next year might be the way to go. And that's the Baptist Health football off-season report because it's the off-season for the Rams and for Matt Stafford.
I got one more stop for you. We are in Charlotte, North Carolina because Cam Newton said on First Take with Stephen A. that he would trade or he would not trade his regular season MVP for a Super Bowl ring. You, as a Panthers fan, when Cam Newton both won an MVP and lost in the Super Bowl, does that kind of hurt your feelings?
I'm too mature nowadays to actually respond in the way in which a fan would to that. Because obviously the team honor is what matters most. I get no joy out of an MVP for Cam. I would have had so much joy and love and memories from a Panthers Super Bowl back then. But part of this is the whole living with quote-unquote no regrets thing that everybody tries to like big up. I have no regrets. What's mine is mine. I love what I have. He has to appreciate what he has because he knows he's never going to get back and have a chance to actually have a Super Bowl. So I appreciate him leaning in on, like, being grateful for what he actually has. It's a hypothetical. There's no great way to answer that. It seems pretty honest from Cam Newton.
Yeah, I guess the evidence and the talking points that he brought up was like Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Winning a Super Bowl doesn't mean anything special about you as an individual, whereas MVPs, they mean that you did something special.
Think about that. You're right. Not just those guys, but then there's also a lot of guys whose names we don't know who have won Super Bowls, multiple Super Bowls. Cam Newton, his impact, his brand, and everything, that doesn't happen if he's not an MVP. It might happen still if he's a Super Bowl champion, but that doesn't happen if he didn't do it in the demonstrative way in which he did. He's not up on First Take co-hosting with Stephen A. Smith if all we know him from is his exotic hats and a Super Bowl championship, but he didn't have that immaculate year.
Yeah, today was a new low for the Cam Newton get up as we end out the get around. His hat looked weird. It looked like it was stained with Krispy Kreme glaze.
Ooh.
You ever been to a donut shop that has that? Like, the top was weird. It, like, dripped down into the brim.
Yeah, I saw the hat today. Cam is an eccentric dude. He's an Atlanta brother. You give an Atlanta brother, a country brother like that from Atlanta, all that money, they're gonna surprise you every time they play dress up. So not surprised at all with Cam.
That and Magic City Wings, right? Isn't that what I've heard?
Magic City does have great food, and that's all I know about Magic City. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Go to the South Florida Fair on Thursdays and double the fun. That's right, Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. Buy one admission ticket and get one ticket free. Every food vendor will have a BOGO deal, and ride credits are half off on BOGO Thursdays.
Visit southfloridafair.com/BOGO for details and download the Fair app to get all the entertainment schedules. The South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Imagine a place where the sun is always shining, the drinks are ice cold, and the food is bursting with flavor. Welcome to Hurricane Grill and Wings, where locals and visitors alike gather to weather this storm we call life, and you can escape here anytime you like. Today's forecast, hot, crispy wings with a 100% chance of frothy beers. Later, we're predicting big burgers and seafood tacos moving in, even better with a Pepsi. Escape from the ordinary at one of our locations. Visit hurricanewings.com to visit your nearest spot and enjoy a taste of summer all year round.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
So let it rip.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We have a Justin Tucker statement, an official Justin Tucker statement 1 hour ago. I'll get to a little bit of that, a bite-sized piece of that, but first I do want to tell y'all about a wonderful thing, a non-polarizing thing, that is Prize Picks. It is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. More than 10 million members and billions of dollars in winnings awarded. Oh, man. That's the place to go. That's the place to be if you want to win some money. And you're hearing it from me, Theo D. That's the promo code. Type in code THEOD, and you get a free $50 on Prize Picks. That's Theo D. Don't just put Theo.
Yeah, don't do that.
They're gonna
don't just do Theo.
They're going to credit Theo Von for that.
Which is ridiculous. And we don't get a dime from that. We just want credit for the referral.
I just would like the credit. I don't even get credit. I don't get a dime from your referrals, but it does help. Theo D. Just Theo D. Don't forget the D, or else Theo Von's gonna get the nod. And
Theod.
Much love to him.
Theod, if that makes it easier.
Theod, yes. THEOD. Use that Prize Picks promo code, and you can get $50 for free when you play a $5 lineup.
Theo Von's not giving that.
He's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Theo Von can't get you that. He's hilarious, but he's not getting you that. But what I can give you right now is a couple of key ways in which you can use Prize Picks, right? Between 2 and 6 different players, you're getting those stat projections in there. You're saying more or less points, rebounds, assists, goals, saves, time on the ice. Like, there's so many different things you can do and play on Prize Picks, basketball, football, hockey, Call of Duty. Like, there's so many different ways to play. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Again, Prize Picks, promo code THEOD. Don't forget the D.
If you forget the D, you know what? You might as well be dead to me.
Yeah. No, 100%. You might, well, not, come on, C-Cat.
Dead to me.
Dead to him.
I'm not speaking for you.
Yeah.
To me.
Don't forget the D or you're dead to C-Cat.
And you don't want to be dead to me.
You don't want to be dead to C-Cat at
Never.
all.
I got connections.
Well, what are your connections?
Listen, you don't know how I've benefited others in my lives. You haven't at that stage yet.
Yeah.
But trust me, if you're dead to me, whew, bad news, brother.
Bad news. Okay. Well, I mean, there's a chance your kicker might be dead to you soon, just depending on what the details come out. This is some serious stuff. I don't want to make light of it. But Justin Tucker is now defending himself. There's some allegations surrounding he and
long story short,
therapist.
Yeah, long story short is
also,
his statement that you teed before saying denial, denial, denial.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens there.
Justin Tucker is denying, whereas the story that came out in the Boston Globe is accusing him, or excuse me, the Boston Banner is accusing him of some acts that are similar to that of the stuff that we heard from the Deshaun Watson stuff. So we'll see how that comes to play. Again, on the other side, Russo and Rizzo right here on ESPN 106.3. And also, I will tell you this, tomorrow, our last Football Friday before the Football Friday ahead of the Super Bowl. So that's going to be a good one. Pro Bowl action tonight. Make sure you lock in and enjoy it. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned